Everybody should have caught that. Well, how y'all doing tonight? Yeah, that man said, y'all hit him with that. We discussed that, man. Y'all hit him with that. That man, I was ashamed. Oh, tough crowd tonight. Woo. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't funny, but I mean, I thought I'd get like 3 more laughs. You know what I'm saying? But it's all, y'all didn't come to hear a comedy show. You came here to the bar, that's right? Yes, sir. Yeah, old Haywood. So I got to do this. Haywood, I hug you, but you a sick pup, man. This is the commandment, you a sick pup. Also, sin is a heart. We was talking before we came out. He said sin is a heart to y'all. It was great, the bar he gave today. One thing I noticed today, I mean, it was a good bar, and I take him from the bar. And boss, please don't get in the thread. But when he was helping Raw out, y'all seen that? He was kind of moving stuff around. Man, Raw didn't miss a beat. That man just kept going like, what? I'm looking like, man, that's a lot going on, man. He was constantly preaching. I mean, he stayed on task, he didn't move. And that's how we got to be with this bar in this walk. I mean, it'd be a lot of distractions. A lot of distractions come at you. A lot of things come at you. But you got to stay steady. That man didn't break. He didn't break code. He didn't break. He just stayed steady. And that's what he teaches us all the time. You got to be steady. I know I pace a lot. Sherrod Justin said it'd be nerve-wracking. That's why I expect about 3 more laughs, but it's okay. We'll get through it. But, yeah, I saw how he did that, and that just, I said, man, that's amazing. I know they said one time when they first started, Sherrod, back in the day, they had them, Rod or somebody throwing bread and all kinds of stuff. But I just say that to say, you know, that it's going to be a lot of stuff that come at you. You know what I'm saying? Won't be bread and stuff, but it'll be some stuff come at you, but you can't break code. You got to stay steady. We got to stay. Last time I was up here, well, only time I was up here, second time, but we was talking about such a law was in them, and, you know, keeping his law always. You don't have to raise your hand, but, I mean, how many of us really stuck to that? You know what I'm saying? I know we all probably that they agreed, you know, we got to keep it always, but, and some it may be obvious that they didn't, but, you know, and some it's not. But we all have things that we deal with, we battle with, but we just we can't let it distract us. We can't let it get us off task. And I might have to put my glasses on because y'all are really blurry right now. But we sticking with it. But yeah, we gotta stay on task. Ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed. We still gotta keep it tomorrow always, right? Yes, we still gotta stick to the bar. We still want to be saved, right? People still out there trying to make it home, right? The bar gotta go forward. We gotta live life. I know before I came here, I used to, you know, like, man, when I get there, like I was watching it first, right? And then once it started to take on the belief, and at the bar, it was like, okay, I could see myself, you know, come. And I used to think, like, man, they all got it. Like, they got it. Like, I know, like, when I first came here, I was like, man, I just thought, no disrespect, but I was like, they're going to be like robots because how hard he preached. I mean, anybody else felt like, man, it's no way nothing happening but the right thing. I was like, it's like there's going to be, but when I came out first, we went to Chili's. Man, them jokes, cracking jokes on. I said, you know what? I learned first day, don't say nothing. Don't give them no ammo. Don't say nothing. Some of y'all say too much. Boy, they be lighting you up in that thread, man. I learned the first day, don't do it. These guys, but I say to say, that's just what my mind, I thought it was just going to be, but you get here, you kind of, you know, you be on fire. You be excited. I'm like, man, I'm here, man. I mean, I remember on Glenwood sitting in that front row, man. Well, not front row. Not the front row. I'm sorry. We had chairs then. But counter to the side where I can see him real good. I just want to hear him say, hear me talking one time. And he met me the first time. I said, oh, there it is. That man said, hear me talk. Then I wanted to see him do that right there. Then I got up there and I was able to do that right there. I said, oh, boy, this something here, man. But I say all that to say I'm glad to be here. I got here on fire. I just talk about me. And then along the way, distraction that I allowed. Because distraction going to come. It's just on you to hold the standard. I mean, ain't going to let up. Life ain't going to let up. It's going to come at you hard and come at you fast sometimes. Sometimes give you a break. And that's that moment where you think, I got it. I got it. And before you know it, it done popped up. Some hit the mind, some get to going. You ain't casting it down. And it's because Rob been talking about recently just being fit, getting fit naturally and from the Ruachny. And so with that being said, one of the most important things they talk about, like you can work out all you want, but what's the most important thing? Diet. Diet is what you're feeding yourself. And what you feed yourself the most is going to be the strongest in your life. If you ain't getting a steady dose of the bar, you're going to get defeated every time. It might not come out outwardly, but you know on the inside you defeated. You can try to fake it. You can try to cover it up. You defeated. So you got to get that steady dose of that at the bar. You say, yeah, you know, I ain't eating no pork. We ain't talking about pork. That stuff outwardly. What about that inner man? We got that's where that outward stuff started to show, because you ain't getting that daily dose at the bar on the inner man. So when we talking about getting fit, matter of fact, well, let's go and get the base. Romans 15:4. Leave it up there. Romans 15:4. Let's go and get the base. Yes, sir.
For everything katab in the past, need katab telemeters.
Yes, sir.
So that with the nakum of the Tanakh, we might patiently hold on to our yakal.
Yes, sir. Patiently. We might patiently. And like I say, you feel like you got it in that moment where ain't nothing coming, ain't nothing distracting you. You feel like I'm on that walk, but as soon as something come up, you thinking like, man, I got that. But that's why it's endurance. Enduring. You know, holding fast without giving way. So when trials come up, you still got to maintain, like EU said, I'm going to maintain my ways. Before you got to maintain your ways. So that's our base. But what I was wanting to get is Philippians chapter 2. We started verse 1. I believe 12 what I want though. Yes, talking about getting fit, talking about our diet. I mean, naturally, yes, but most importantly, Ruach. It's like, because with the natural, it's going to show. It's going to show what you're doing in your diet. It's going to show what you're doing in that gym. It's going to show up on the outside. And it's the same way, again, it's the same way when it comes to the Ruachny. If you're not getting that daily dose of that diet or that workout, because it's one thing to come and hear it, but it's another, like, if you could be honest with yourself, don't have to raise your hand, but sometimes you come here, and it's not that you're in a hurry to get back to commit qatar per se, but you're just like, I'm going to come get to the bar, but you sometimes kind of feel like, man, yeah, I'm going to go home and eat, whatever, you just in a hurry to get back to that. But it's one thing to come here and get that at the bar, get that inner man, but when you get outside them doors, that's when the real fight begins. I know we hear this all the time, but that's why I also like Acts, I think Acts Charlotte King 26, about 22, where I'm thinking, but when Shaul, well, I like that when the writer said, I'm sorry, not Shaul, but Shaul said, you know, he comes saying nothing other than what the Naba'im and Mushah said. And I say that to say, because, yeah, you're hearing the same thing sometimes, but what we know about that from our book, when you hear more than one time, is established at this point, right? So I still got, Mushah was in the stead of Elohim for them, correct? I look at Rod, he's like in the stead of Elohim for us. This man sitting here to give us the bar. He's sitting here to palau for us. He's sitting here to intercede for us. So I look at that man the same way. So why wouldn't I mimic or come saying none other than what he said? We supposed to say the same thing, or I said in my rap. We saying the same thing. But we supposed to live the same thing too. And we got to work this thing out. We can start at verse 1.
Therefore, if you have any nakum for me from your being in union with the Mashiach, any nakum flowing from Ahab, any fellowship with me in the Ruach, or any nakum and sympathy, then complete my shusha by having a common purpose and a common Ahab.
I believe one word, shusha, is good too. I believe one is simcha too.
Okay.
We might look at that.
Yes, sir.
But one is Simca too. Go ahead.
And by being one in lob and mind, do nothing out of rivalry or vanity, but in humility regard each other as better than yourselves. Look out for each other's interests and not just for your own.
I like that. Pin it right there. So we know that we're supposed to have heart one for another, correct? So we all support it. Like Charles Malcolm said the other night, it do you. Lord, I'm glad to know, like, if I fall in a situation, I got people that can help me. You know, because we took a, as they say, a leap of, I'm going to say amanah. You know it is faith. But we took a leap of amanah, and we came and we left people who we thought had our back. And you left it and wouldn't say, ooh, that's kind of my safety net to a degree. But now that you got here, you can look back and be like, nah, that wasn't it. But you thought that, my point is, you thought that was your safety net. We all took that leap of amanah and came here, and look what all he ain't done. It's way better. We done went through our trial and tribulation. We done failed. We got up. We failed. We got up. But at the end of the day, y'all here. We here for each other. We here for each other. That's one thing I will say. We here for each other, and we got to get it. We got to get it right. We got to get it in. And the reason I bring this up, because 12 is what I want, but talking about us being together and looking out for the others. Not just looking out for your own interest, but looking out for each other, because, yes, we'll harm each other. We're supposed to be here for you, and that's going to continue. But go down to verse 12.
So, my dear Akeem, just as you have always obeyed when I was with you, it is even more important that you obey now when I'm away from you. Keep working out your deliverance with Yara and trembling, for Elohim is the one working among you, both the willing and the working for what pleases him.
Yes, sir. So we stopping right there, I believe. We moving away from it. We getting closer to the mark. How do Mr. Yahuwah? But King James talk about working out your own salvation. So, yeah, we got each other, and we got each other to strengthen each other. But at the end of the day, it's a self-journey. At the end of the day, it's a self-journey. You're going to have to hold your end. It get rough, financially, or whatever case it may be, but when it comes to this walk, you got to stay steady. You get here, it's one thing to do out, but at the end of the day, it's a self-journey. It's like Cove told him, save yourself from this untoward to the die. You're going to have to work out your own soul salvation. And again, that's what we're talking about. We've been talking about working out. We're talking about getting fit. And so we all going to have to work out our own for our salvation. Give me your Ukanon. Leave your Ukanon. 4. Mm, 34 what I want, but let me see what 30. And I ain't gonna be before you long. Go on, crack the joke, Reese. They know what they say about preachers when they say that. It's finna be another hour. Let me see what they're saying. Okay, go ahead. We start right there.
Verse 30.
31 is fine.
31?
31 is fine.
Yes, sir. Meanwhile, the Talmudim were urging Yahushua, Ra'ah, eat something. But he answered, I have food to eat that you don't know about. At this time, the Talmudim asked one another, could someone have brought him food? Yahushua said to them, my food is to do what the one who sent me wants and to bring his work to completion.
Yes, sir. You hear his diet plan? Yes, sir. You see how far we are? You hear his diet plan? I mean, even if you're standing, I say, like Shahu, stand there full.
Right.
Keep standing. You know what I'm saying? Don't drop your guard. Keep standing.
That's right.
But you still here, so that means you still got some work to do.
That's right.
It's still some more working out to do. Still some more exercise. This man, he said, my food is to do what? Read, Chris.
Yes,
what
sir.
What is food to do?
My food is to do what the one who shalak me wants and to bring his work to completion.
And he want to complete it. It's one thing to start on this journey, start this race, as we call it. Start working out, but how many people stick with it and start getting grueling? Started, you see that little result. At first, you be like, yeah, I like this. Then, it's like, I'm doing all right. You know what I mean? I can go on and get that burger. We go and get that New Yorker, man. Sorry, I didn't mean it like that. But God, I like Peace Hut, man. Please don't stone me. Please don't stone. It wasn't, I'm being funny now. But over the course of time, man, it's hard to stick with it. Ain't too many gonna stick with it. And it makes sense. You talk about how broad it is, the way.
That's right.
And narrow. It's gonna be a whole bunch to choose that broad way, but ain't gonna be a few to stick with this. That's right. It ain't gonna be a few to stick with the workout. Listen, you know where I'm going. I believe you know. Harvey Raw, great. He do great too. But I tell you, I used to be scared of that workout. Man, listen. We first started, you talking about Bambalance? I couldn't hang, man. I couldn't hang. And I remember, well, I'm getting all the way honest now. Ooh-wee. I remember he was talking about how people try to find stuff to do so they don't come up there. Oh, yeah, I was in that van like, man, give me a jog, give me something. So, boy, that workout going to be too rough, man. That's the first time you heard that. Please have it. But man, I tell you, but I say that to say though, it's because ain't many gonna be able to do it when it get rigorous. It's tight. It's a tight walk. It's a tight walk, and so you got to make up in your mind. This man said his diet plan is to do what the one who shalak me wants and to bring his work to completion. So I ain't just gonna start this plan. I want to see it through. Did you come here to see it through? I mean, sometimes you came because you heard something, you got sparked. But, you know what I'm saying? You start putting that 225 on there, talking about we going for 10 reps. And you up under that thing like, you know what I'm saying? Then you start to be like, man, listen, I was intrigued at first, but I ain't expect all this be going on. You understand what I'm saying? So it sparked you. You know what I mean? I was interested. But when you get here, you learn his work. We know you're not going to be by your work, but you can't have Amanah without work. So you're going to have to do some work. And you're going to need a good diet plan. This man said, I don't know. That just struck me. I don't know why it just came to mind because we've been talking about from the Ruachny and the natural, but just thinking about the Ruachny, when the man said his food is to do that, what's driving us? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. I mean, Sheol, no, I don't want to go to Sheol. How many of y'all want to go to Sheol? I know I said I'm sorry, but that's why I pulled it down. But, sorry about that, Cook. So none of us, I'm just doing a room check. Nobody wants to go to Sheol, but is that enough? If you ain't feeding yourself a steady diet of, I'm going to see this thing through. You understand what I'm saying? Because Dane and I were talking, and he mentioned one, I can't tell him, like, you're trying to fight flesh with flesh. And so it just come up, it's because you just steady going, you get up for the rat race, you get to going. You might throw up a plow. Okay, you might hit noon plow, you might hit later. But in between that, there's probably so much else going on, so much else happening in your life, till we ain't really always, I'm not saying we got other stuff to do, but this should be our force to come back and to do and to see this thing through. It should be to see it through. So that just really struck me, and it made me think about, like I said, we talking about working out, and the main goal most of the time when people working out is they want to do what? Most people lose weight. Lose weight. They want to shed the pound. I want to get it off me, or I'm trying to shape up. Once I get it off me, I need to get in shape. Give me, I'll bring 12. You know where I'm going. Just giving you a workout plan for your Ruachny, man. No bar intended, but it worked, didn't it? I appreciate that. Boy, y'all tough, man. Good. Y'all had to go in the lab, man. Good, man. Shoot, I'm going to have to start back right. Can't just come out the dome with him. I'll just play. Irene 12. Yes, sir.
So then, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us too put aside every impediment, that is the kata, which easily hampers our forward movement, and keep running with endurance in the contest set before us.
Tight. Endurance. Tight. Now don't roll up yet. Stay there. Endurance. Said put aside every impediment. But we know, again, King James said lay aside every weight. Now, I ain't going to act like I know what impediment mean. I ain't just going to do that to you. I don't know what that mean. But we know to lay aside every weight. In the kata, that's so easily beset. You're going to have to, this is what I'm saying when I bring up that about weight. Everything might not be a kata, but it can weigh on you. And if you let life or whatever situation you got going on weigh on you too long, you're going to be out of here. You ain't gonna stay in that weight room. You keep getting under there, and you know what I mean. You ain't got that drive. You ain't getting that push. You ain't getting what you want. You ain't seeing the result. And most time we ain't seeing the result because it's on us. Like you talk about the book, it wasn't with the Torah. The fault was with us. The fault was in us. So if you wanna continue to go on, and sometimes you have to. He probably don't mind, but anyway, Ray coming there with. So you have to kind of start off at a certain place, right? I put it like that. Everybody can't just come in there lifting 225. You're going to have to shed some of that weight till you get to a point. You can't carry but so much. That's where we got each other at. You can't carry, and I had to learn that. I'm one of the people you just try, like, man, I'm going to try to, like, figure it out. Boy, oh, my goodness. Please stop trying to figure it out. Please stop trying to figure it out. You know, we got a man, again, sit right here before us. I'm not saying that's not a cry to go to Rod and take your money. That's not what this is about. But I'm just saying, and it ain't just about money because we have other burdens other than finances, financial burdens. So you keep letting that stuff weigh on you. Before you know it, you're going to quit. You're going to wait. It ain't just about kata. Sometimes you just got too much weight. But if we keep reading, well, I don't know how this is going to go, but if we keep reading, we'll find out about how Yahushua did it. We already found out what his diet plan is, right? That's right. Yes, sir. His food is to do what the one sent him, shalak him to do. And we know that's Elohim. That's right. And you might be thinking, well, that's Yahushua. Like, he'd have been Elohim. That man was very much flesh. That man, matter of fact, go back to Ruachny 4. Because sometimes we can get, we get in our mind, that's Yahushua. That's the being Elohim. Sure, he can do it. Like preacher said, that's preacher. Preacher started like us. The man grew up from a child just like us. He talk about his situation all the time. He don't leave us in the dark. He give us examples so we know he came from somewhere, and the man is standing now, though. And we can do the same thing. We can do the same thing. Yahushua was a man. Go to verse 1. Go to verse 1. I might be off if I try to call it direct. Go down a little. Let me see. Okay, verse 5. Start right there. Yes, sir.
He came to a town in Shamram, Kara, Shechem, near the field of Jacob. Near the field Jacob had given to his being, Joseph.
Yes, sir.
Jacob's well was there. So Yahushua, exhausted from his travel.
He was what?
Exhausted from his travel.
You mean he was tired?
Yes, sir.
Not to be an Elohim.
Yes, sir.
He couldn't have been tired, Chris. Keep reading.
Sat down by the well. It was about noon.
Yep.
And a Shah from Shamron came to draw some ma'im. And Yahushua said to her, give me drink of ma'im. His Talmudim had gone into the town to buy food.
So you see his Talmudim had gone to buy food. And then later on, when we was at just a little above that, they wanted him to eat something. They wanted him to eat. But you see where his mind was at? And nothing wrong, we got to eat. The man ate. Let's not be, let's not go there. But it's just the mindset. So he was exhausted. He had all the opportunity, all the reason to do that. But for whatever reason, he had a mind to say, I'm going to put that aside right now. Laying aside what? Every weight. I'm going to put that aside right now because I got to do what this man sent me to do. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I need my. The man wanted Ma'im, and then he ended up telling the woman, he Ma'im. The man wanted Ma'im, and then started offering Ma'im. The man laid aside himself when he was exhausted. No, we tried, man, I'm just kind of tired. I ain't feeling it today. He didn't use that. He didn't use that. The man was exhausted. He needed water and ended up offering water. It's tight. It's tight. It just shows what mark and where we need to be at and getting fit for this journey. What was I? Aubrey? We can go back there. But I just want to show you because I know, not recently nothing, but I've been, you think that like, man, like I was like preacher, growing up, you see the preacher, you like, he got it. He know how to do it. Yahushua, he got it. But that man was very much a man. He very much endured, everything that we endure. And we know that because the book say what? King, one of y'all. Don't get low, Ken. You had it. Now I see what preacher be talking about. I mean, do you like that? But, you had it, man. But he endured everything we did, basically. Where was that? Verse 2.
Looking away to the initiator and completer of that trust in Yahushua, who in exchange for obtaining the shusha set before him, endured execution on a stake as a criminal, scorning the shame, and has sat down at the right hand of the throne of Elohim.
See, he had a drive. He had a reason. That's why I was bringing up, what's your reasoning? It got to just be, Yeshua is the end goal. That's it. But you're going to have to work it out in between that time, on that walk. So this man said, scroll back down. He said, who in exchange for obtaining the shusha or simcha set before him, that's how he endured it. Execution on a stake. It's going to go on to talk about none of us having shed blood. This man on the stake, and I'm not trying to, our problems to us are big to us. Please don't think I'm minimizing it. Everything some stuff we go through for us is huge. But this is what I'm just saying we got to put on, as Akiko said, the mind of Yahushua. If you didn't say that, you said something close to that, right? We got to take a little time to put on Yahushua. So we got to take on this man's mind. Let this mind be in you, which was also in who? Mashiach Yahushua. And we learning this man's mind, who in exchange for obtaining the simcha set before him, endure execution on the stake. He had something set before him. The Torah talk about having what? Before you. On where? Not just on the doorpost, but on the frontlets of your eye. I just say to say he had something before him. He always had the goal, the end goal, completing. He says food was to do what he locked him, the one who sent him, to do, and to do what? See it to completion. So he had something set before him, a reasoning to do that. So you might start out in your physical journey, workout, getting fit journey. You say, hey, I'm trying to shed 10 pounds. All right, well, what happened when you get to that 10 pounds? Okay, I can do 2 more. What happened when you get to that 2 more? Like, what really is going to be the end goal? What are we doing? It should be overall health while you're here. And so it should be overall continual, consistent living sadiq. So you get the end goal, you can have simcha with the Most High Elohim. So you ain't gonna sit down on the right hand, but he did give us some shabbat that we will get. You know what I'm saying? So no, we ain't gonna get that, but he do give us shabbat, and we need to have those before us if we're gonna continue to win this race. Scorning the shame. I mean, how many of y'all, like, when, you don't have to raise your hand, but I remember first hearing, you can't do Christmas, you can't do this, do that. Hey, I know y'all gonna sit here and act like, that was hard though. Some of this, come on. You got to tell your family, I ain't come for Christmas. You ain't got no gift. You have no gift to bring. You ain't got no gift to bring. I can't bring you no gifts. We done. And it's kind of shameful. You're like, that's tight, man. It's kind of embarrassing. I don't want to hurt their feelings. But Charles Michael, he told her great. I told him that too when he was talking about he had to tell that girl. The lady told him she loved him. And that man had to sit there. Come on, women, y'all know. If you done put your love out there and told the man you love him, and he just said, I'm going to have to hold my shalom. Because I'd much rather not do that to you, more so to myself, than to do that to you. Now I got us both caught up, and later I'm finna break your heart even worse than it finna be right now. You understand what I'm saying? Shame, I'd rather just go on and get, it hurt. Like, it's going to be hard to do this. But if my end goal is to be with Mr. Yahuwah, it's got to happen. It's got to happen because I got a Simcha before me. I got a Shusha before me. I want to rejoice when I see this man. I don't want to see him. Listen, man, I told this guy, I heard him say, he said, and we supposed to sing hymns, Ruachny song in our law, right? But he talked about not just life gems, but them life hymns. Basically, what he's spitting, that's what I'm living. So on motivation, I think it ain't about my rap. I'm only saying, darn, I'm gonna have to somebody know third verse. But I talked about it in there. Goodness, man. Really right. Gotta meet my maker. I don't want to meet him with guitar. I don't want to meet him with guitar. I want to see him and have Shusha. That was my point. I want to see him and have Simcha. This man set something before him, and now he has sat down on the right hand of the throne of Elohim, making him who? Benjamin. So we see a man who did what and saw it to completion and got the reward. Do we want the reward, and how bad you want it? What you willing to give up? That's one of the first things I considered before I came. Is I was hearing at the bar. It was coming hard at pause, but I was hearing at the bar, and I started to consider. One of the first things I considered, and everybody, whatever that was for you that was hard to give up, everybody's different. But I said, I'm gonna lose my family. And most of the time, that's going to be the hardest thing for people to let go of. But I had already considered before I came. I said, I'm going to lose them. Because the minute I stop this, the minute I stop that, they ain't going to understand. They going to scorn me. It's going to be shameful. They're going to try to shame me, other word. It's going to be hard. But I'm going to have to give them up. And that's what I did before I came. That don't mean I don't have some communication. I'm not going to lie to you like that. It's not that I don't have some communication. But they ain't finna pull me off. Let me say, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. Because I already made up in my mind before I came, I'm going to take on this shame. On that end, now when you get here, is other stuff you learn about yourself internally that you have to work out. There's other stuff you learn, other stuff on the inside you have to work out. But that ain't going to be one of them. Because I already see where this is going. I'm going to have to give it up. And as we go, it's going to be stuff you have to give up, and it's going to be hard to do. But what do you come here to do? What do you go to the gym to do? You see the correlation? That's all I'm saying. What do you come here to do? It's going to be some stuff that's hard to give up. It's going to be days you don't feel it. It's going to be days you're going to be exhausted. It is. But did we see Yahushua give up? I ain't seen it. We seen Ra give up? Why I say that? So, Ra, marred the perfect man. Behold us, Yeshua. The end of that man ways of what? Shalom. We trying to get shalom, man. That's it, man. Just trying to get shalom with our maker. That's it. We trying to get shalom with Elohim through his being Yahushua Mashiach. That's all we want. So we trying to mimic the man. He put a man for us here to mimic as well. I just want shalom. Shalom in his Malku. That's your son, right? Just want shalom. That's it. Said Lee ain't listening to my. I know. Please don't get hung over it. I probably know every one of y'all lyrics. I don't even have to listen to it every day. But we want shalom in the Malkut. That's it. Read verse 3. See, I missed something. Yes. Why did you cook it? I'm sorry.
Yes. Think about him who endured such hostility against himself from Kataim, so that you won't grow tired or become despondent. You have not yet resisted to the point of shedding dam in the contest against Kataim.
Tight. Think about him who endured such hostility against himself from Kataim, so that you won't grow tired. Exhausted. Now, that was from the physical end, but we talking about not growing tired of fighting against Kataim, against Katai. And we know what he said about that. We can go on, let's read a little bit of Marshall Lee. They like, Lee, you said you won't be here very long. It probably hadn't been long, but we still gonna do some more work. One further down, but we can start at 1. Did I spell that right? I remember sitting right there having tried. Yeah, you might want to put an A or something. That's it? Okay. All right. Yes, sir.
The Mashali of Shalomah, the Ben of Daoud, Malak of Yasharal,
Yes, sir.
are for Lamed about wisdom and discipline, for understanding Dabarim, expressing deep insight, for gaining an intelligently disciplined Kai, doing what is Sadiq, Sadak, and fair. For
Hold on, go back. What verse 3 say again? For gaining, what is the bar for?
For gaining intelligently disciplined Kai, doing what is Sadiq.
You're going to have to be disciplined. It's a disciplined walk. It's just like when it comes to the way, it's a discipline to it. You're going to have to be disciplined. Go ahead.
Doing what is Sadiq.
When I say you, I mean me too. We got to be disciplined. I don't want you to think just talking to you. No, it goes for me too. Again, like I said before, it goes for me too. That goes for me too. Really mean what I say. Now, have we messed? Yeah, messed it up. Messed it up before. I ain't proud of that whatsoever. You got to wear that shame. But you can, the man left us here. You genuinely repent. Let's walk this walk. Let's get it right. Let's get it right. But this the bar go for me too. So when I say it to y'all, it go to me too. Go ahead.
Sadiq, Sadak, and fair, for endowing with caution those who don't think, in the young person with knowledge of discretion. Someone who is already wise will shama and lamed still more.
And I'm talking about those who standing. Somebody who already wise, they'll shama and they'll learn still more. So if you got it, you on the path, just keep getting that knowledge. Go ahead.
Someone who already understands will gain the ability to counsel well.
Yes, sir.
He will understand mashalim, obscure expressions, the sayings and riddles of the wise. The Yara of Yahuwah is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and discipline. My being, heed the discipline of your Abba,
Yes,
and do not abandon the lamed of your aim.
Yes, sir.
They will be a garland to con your head, a medal of kabud for your neck. My being, if Kataim entice you,
Yes, sir.
don't go along with them.
Don't go along with them. We quote it a lot, but there it is, my being. If Kataim entice you,
Don't
Please.
go along with them.
when them kids quote at the time, please don't go, I could have crawled up on the people. I said, why would they quote that, man? That's not how it read, but they got pretty plain, didn't they?
That's right.
We saying the same thing. Don't go along with them. Please don't go.
That's right.
Don't go along with them.
That's right.
That's for all of us, our young people too. I know, one said, I heard it from a friend at school. What did it say again?
My being, if Kataim entice you, don't go along with them.
Don't go along with them. Don't go along with them. What are you trying to do? Young people too, what are we trying to do? You definitely, well, all of us, but you definitely are out there when you're in public schools and stuff around people who definitely gonna be pulling at you. Man, they're gonna be pulling. You get a lot of teaching at home. You can know you're gonna get the whooping, but some reason they get to entice you. They keep getting slicker with them words. For the boys, the girl pants and skirts get shorter and shorter.
Mm-hmm.
And as a kid, how you process that? But that's why we got to stay on them. Don't go along with them. That ain't gonna change. Don't let up on that. Don't go along with them. We got to keep that going. Don't go along with them. If they try to entice you, we can't go along with them. But that's for us too. It might not be necessarily in the in the form of people. It could be anything. Shoot. You might have to watch out for some of them TV shows you watch.
That's right.
Man, you be watching something next thing you know something pop. You're like, oh my goodness, come on, man. Why, man? The show is good. Why? Just why?
That's right.
Why? But, like I said, and we tease my boy sometimes, you fail the test again. Those are just little tests. I'm not saying, you failed them. I'm just saying, it just can come in the form of a test. Let's see where you at. Now, don't go back there. I missed that part. Hey, you try to play it. It was something before that. I mean what he said. No. No. Stop it. You ain't got to watch the episode no more. It's over with. You seen it.
That's right.
They said, now why you talking about all that? Hey, man, it came up for some reason. But it ain't just that. I just didn't want you to think it's just about people or trying to entice you. It's a whole bunch of stuff. It's a whole bunch of stuff. But keep going. Some more of that.
Suppose they say, come with us. We'll ambush somebody and kill him. We'll waylay some harmless Nafash just for fun. We'll swallow him alive like Sheol,
yes, sir.
Whole like those who descend into the pit. We'll find everything he has of value. We'll find our homes with loot. Fill our homes with loot. Throw in your lot with us. We'll share a common purse.
Yeah, come on, man. Just put a little money in. Come on, we'll do it. Come on, go ahead.
My being, don't go along with them. Don't set regal on their path.
Ain't nothing changed. They gonna come at you all kind of stuff. We go kill, we go do this, put some money in the pot with it. Let's go in half on a bag, man. I ain't talking about what we do with him. I ain't talking about him. Put in with me, man. Come on, man. Nah, we gonna get some candy. Next thing you know, they came out of the liquor store or filth. Be careful. My being, don't go along with them. Don't set foot on their path. Keep going.
Their regal run to Rosha. They rush to shed Dom.
They rush to shed Dom. Stop right there. They rush. We done been there. We was rushing to do it. Sometimes you can't wait. Or you be trying to fight it like, I know I don't need, it. But man, I got to, man. I just got to go touch the fire. And if we don't stop, we're going to literally touch the fire. So we all trying to avoid that fire. Like they said, like Sheol, swallow them whole like Sheol. Listen, I don't want to end up in Sheol. It ain't just a song. It ain't just a Zamara. I don't. I really don't. So we got to take on this diet plan that Yahusha had and make our food to do the will of Most High Elohim. We got to. It's gonna have to be, we're gonna have to take on that mindset. We gotta take on that diet plan. We got to. Give me and I'm finna close. I don't know why I keep thinking about you, because I remember you said it at the time. Give me your Ukanon. No, I could. Do I want to do that? Yeah, ooh. Oriya. Give me Oriya 9. And start at 60, 62 what I want. Because we talking about getting fit. Being fit and what it takes. The regimen we got to take on to be fit and get into this man Malkou. Something I thought about too, and Yahushua was talking about his food and how he put that aside. That wasn't the first time. He was tempted at one point. Remember that, Matthew chapter 4? And he said, each don't ka'iba to come along, right? Or by every debar. And so I say you got to get a constant diet, man, of that debar. It can't just be here. I'm telling you, it can't just be here. It can't. You got to get a daily dose of it. Let's go. What's that, 61? Let's see what 60. Go up to 60. Oh, okay. Yeah, I like that. You start there.
Yahushua said, let the moot bury their own moot. You go and proclaim the Malkut of Elohim.
I remember, boy, again, going back to that. Listen, like when I first came, like it was off the rip test after test when it came to family and stuff like that. It was like somebody moved. You know how they, come on, black folks in funerals? Come on. You ain't going to see cuz? Come on, what about when grandpa died? You ain't going? That must ain't happening, y'all. I'm talking, you must ain't lost somebody to where you supposed to be there. And this book say this. Read it, Chris. I'm sorry,
Yes,
Charlotte
sir.
Miller. Go
Just
ahead.
following orders. Yes, sir. Yahushua said, let the moot bury their own moot. You go and proclaim the Malkut of Elohim.
Now, I wasn't proclaiming it at that time, but that don't take away from, you got to let the moot bury their own moot. I had to walk that thing. I ain't saying that for no brag or boast. I'm just saying, this is like stuff that, whatever it is for you that's pressing, I'm just talking about me, but whatever it is for you pressing, if you're going to make it in this man Malkut, you're going to have to do it. I said, man, that wasn't fancy enough. You didn't say that fast enough. You're going to have to do it. Ain't about fancy. What was that? Oh, boy, my memory failing me. But we know about that with man's wisdom. So I ain't trying to do all that. We just giving straight book. You just got to let them do it. I can't go along with it. We just read. Don't go along with them. Boy, that's too tight for them. Read 61.
Yet another said, I will follow you, Adon, but first let me say goodbye to the arm at my home. To him Yahushua said, no one who puts his hand to the plow and keeps looking back is fit to serve in the Malkut of Elohim.
Tight. How many times I think about, like, you just look back on certain things. Might not be the family, but you let go of the plow. You let go of, you had your hand on it, you were steady, I got it this time. And I let go. No, you didn't let go and leave these doors, but you let go in the fashion that you had to come back and confess. You know what I'm saying? But we can do this. If that's what your goal is, that's what you want, you're trying to be fit for this man use while you're here, and fit to go back with him, you can do it. Is that what you want? If that's what you're seeking, that's what you're trying to go after. You're going after them pounds. You step on that scale, you say, I did it. Could have been 1 today, could have been 5, but you did it. Right? So why we can't do this? Why we can't share the pounds of Qatar? Why we can't get rid of that? Again, I'm in this boat in this fight with y'all. But we can do this. If we make our food to do what the one who shalak us to do, if we make that our food, we make that our goal, our drive, we can do this. and we gonna do this. In fact, we gonna make it. Is that what you're trying to do? That's true.
Amon, give Cheryl Lee another hand clap. Let's give him another hand clap. The mega conference, everything that we did before they got here, we do 3 times more. Good job, Sheriff Lee. And, I meant to say good job to Sheriff Malcolm too. Wednesday, he did a good job on service. Yeah, all day. He came with that thunder. Lee came with that lightning. And we're going to keep on pressing. But definitely, I would like everyone, what's probably going to happen is we're going to get out here in Palau and we'll go out here in fellowship and enjoy one another, talk, and, announcements? Yeah, I got you. Yeah, yes, sir, appreciate it. Yeah, if I do forget, just remind me again while I'm talking. Because I was in the middle of a subject sentence, predicate, but it's good. I'll tell you what, let's do announcements first. Announcements. Who we got? So y'all had me do announcements. We got no announcer. Shakia. All right. That might not be true. I don't know. See, all folks say anything. It might not be true. No, but what I was saying, a lot of times our behavior, we're going to go out here, and there's nothing wrong with this fellowship getting along, but I think sometimes what we hear slips right out our ears. Like, a lot of times I'd be interested to know, like, you come back Shabbat Yom before service and say, tell me what you learned last night. And I bet a lot of you got to think, like, hold on, what did I hear? It's just so easy to forget. And I want us this weekend, man, and not just this weekend, but period, to, it's a Shabbat. Let the thoughts of whatever job you got, how much debt you got, whatever the problem is, you're going through, just it ain't going to be solved today because it's Shabbat. It shouldn't be solved today. But just really take this time to consider what he said. And even when Ra gets back, this period, any of the preachers that really consider and really kind of think about what was taught and, just really how that applies to you and really just putting that into action. Because that's what we're supposed to do in Shabbat. Really supposed to meditate and consider what we've been taught. So, it really should be on your mind. And most high, when we get here tomorrow, and it still should be fresh on your mind, because this is what we're here for: rejuvenation, rejuvication, and rededication. But Kennedy, you better get a check. That my lock right there. But yeah, seriously, man, just really y'all consider, just what he taught was about that diet. Because the thing is, we should have no more appetite for sin because our diet is even right. No one caught that. Only the real fans did. Telling you, man, it's tight. If you're forgetting lyrics, what are you forgetting up here? But yeah, like I said, we just have to have that diet, and like I said, and that's got to be maintained. Preachers say it's really not a diet per se; it ought to be a lifestyle, So you set them realistic goals. But just tonight, man, y'all go home. Before y'all get, we're gonna enjoy ourselves and talk a little bit, but just try to keep it on your mind when you get back. Sit down when you sleep and just what you learn, what you're taught, and just get more mindful. I know man, like I said, hitting 40, it's just more in my mind more. I don't know why. That ain't the old age, but it's just more in your mind. You don't know how many days you got left, and I just want to be right, perfect with them. Because what he read about that Orion 9, the 9th chapter, if you really look, I don't know how many people can honestly say they held to that without turning back. You know what I'm saying? So really, if you want to be technical, that's already a done deal. It's already, really he can say, well, hey, I don't care what you do, I ain't got to accept it. We look at Yakaza call that, I think, the 18th chapter maybe, when it talks about, if a man weighs, if a Sadiq man turn, he'll forget all Sadiq and remember his Rosha, and vice versa. If he turn from his Rosha and come back to his Sadiq, he'll forget all that. The only problem is, he said that, right? He said it. The only problem is, there wasn't really a verse that said you can just keep doing it. Because a lot of us have already, just hypothetically, we heard at the bar, we got immersed, and we repented, whether it be for a day, 2 days, some people for months, some people even for years. But the moment you turned, that's when the deal was, okay, well, now I forget all that. So now let me guess what we do. Well, I'm gonna turn back to y'all now. So yeah, you said if I turn, listen, that's over with. That deal, you did turn. You turned from wickedness and turn right, Sadiq, as they say. I forgot it, and you went back. So that holds there. I mean, where I make this deal, we can go back and forth. Okay, well this time, y'all. And let me guess, when you turn back, I forget. He never made it deal. Just keep going back and forth. He really set us up, and he did it on purpose. We have to really rely on his rakam. He said it basically at the end of the day, I've already trapped you where you're not getting in except I just give it to you like that. And that's why we should be more grateful for our situations. But I mean, your league gave a great debar, always done. Sheriff Malcolm did great too. And Preacher up in Ghana doing a great work. You know, it's pretty cool to see. You know, you think about the Shalakim and all about, and he's out there doing, and got Sheriff Bostic on the side, and Dave up there making fake deals, but doing his thing nonetheless. But yeah, big scamming business, scamming deals. I never heard so much bull jive in my life. Yeah, preach that China. I'm like, come on, I'm not in to make no deal. But you know, I'm messing with them. But it seemed, I hate to call it service. You know what I'm saying? We all got to depart from one another. It seems like, you know, but get our strength with each other, and I'll go ahead and we dismiss us and say Palau, and just like I said, y'all just kind of, when we go out, we're going to laugh a good time, but just try to remember, because it's too easy to forget. Too easy to forget. Shabbat Yom, we do the same thing. We get a great debar. We eat, fart, laugh, have a good time. And most times the whole Shabbat, our minds are occupied with stuff that's going to come in afterwards. And let's make a change where we really focus on the Shabbat. Take that time to rest on that debar, and just really get motivated, even throughout the day. But once you start here, it kind of gets a habit every day. So we'll go ahead and get up and say a Palau. And it's the same Palau, always Palau, like preacher said. That's what I'm asking for, that's what I want.